Right there. Hi everybody, welcome back to my LinkedIn Lives. I'm Jasmine Navarro, certified wellbeing expert, working with educational institutions and companies, supporting their family challenges and wellbeing. As you know, every week I interview different experts who make a difference in people's lives. And today I'm super excited to be interviewing Lisa. Hi Lisa, thank you so much for coming.
Hi Jasmine, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Lisa. I run St. Paul's Academy and St. Clair's Academy. I help people with their dogs and cats. So offer training services. So if a dog's pulling on the lead and hurting themselves and you, I can help with that. I can also help with more severe challenges. Now I've finished my course with the University of Edinburgh Vet School. So things like aggression towards other dogs, or cat and dog aggression. Maybe they're not friends, maybe they're not getting on. So I help kind of families stay together really and help identify the emotions that the dogs and cats are feeling. And that comes out through their behavior, just like us, I guess, really.
That's amazing, Lisa. Like everything you just said, I'm like, wow, there's so much to it.
Yeah.
You did actually.
Yeah, I did lots of studying with the vet school because I guess like us really, it's important to get to the motivation and the emotion behind the behavior. It can be easy to label things. Oh, he's being aggressive, he's a bad dog. But often it's because they're really scared. And if they're learning that shouting at another dog or baring their teeth or growling or snapping's working and it helps them feel safe, and they're likely to repeat that behavior. Just the same way as we might,
That's so interesting. Even when you talk about dog emotions, I mean, I know this is not our topic for today, but we're so interested in what you do. Wow. Dog emotions. And we're trying to understand our emotions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I guess it's a similar thing in the sense that you might, I don't know, avoid a relationship if you're scared because you've been hurt in the past or stung in the past, or some moron in the pub's annoying you. So you might, like leave me alone, go away, or ignore him, or look at your nails, or grab your drink, and do kind of displacement behaviors. And dogs can do the same. Obviously, dogs aren't humans, but they have very similar brains.
We'll have to do another live about that for sure. It's super interesting. Right. So today we are talking about, you chose this title, How to Start a Business When You Don't Have a Clue. We've all been there. Tell us what that means and why you chose it for today.
Yeah, of course. After I finished uni, I studied English literature at University of Kent initially. And I worked for a small company. That was good, but it was kind of this company that you couldn't really get promoted in. Well, I felt like that. So I had this vision of working in London and having the corner office and going into London every day. But the corporate kind of world wasn't for me. So I was kind of always seeking, and I started volunteering for a charity, which I loved. Really enjoyed that. And then a job come up. But it was a maternity cover contract role. So I thought, what can I do? Should I go for it? I know it's a risk. Obviously, it's only a year. There's no guaranteed role at the end. But I thought, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You'll just get another job or something afterwards. So I did a year there, and that was brilliant. Learned lots and met some really incredible people that just kept striving on no matter what was happening. Just really inspirational people that just kept going.
Wow.
And it just came and kind of give me a kick up, a shove in the right direction. Obviously it was a maternity cover contract. So was thinking about what to do next. And I thought, I've worked for small businesses, I've worked for big businesses, worked for a charity. I've never started my own business. Maybe I could do that. But obviously didn't have a clue, didn't know where to start. None of my family are kind of from big businesses, didn't have loads of didn't have inheritance or, things to fall back on in case it all went wrong. So it was kind of like, what do I do? And I'd heard of the Prince's Trust, and I got in contact with them, and they helped me. Yeah.
That's amazing. And can you tell us, maybe some people don't know what the Prince's Trust is, people who are watching. me just briefly who they are and how did they help you?
Of course, yeah. So King Charles, originally obviously Prince Charles, set the Prince's Trust up to help people that are 18 to 30 years old set up their own business or get into education, kind of reach their goals. Obviously, it can be daunting task setting up a business, financing, marketing, sales,
so much, yeah,
premises, what you're going to spend the money on initially. But they've got an amazing business plan pack on their website that anyone can access. So literally I just text them and they give me a call back, and then I went on the enterprise program. It was a week-long program, and they taught you all about sales, marketing, finances, because obviously that's a big thing to think about. And then I got a match with a great mentor, Peter Barker, who helped me along the way. So I met him monthly to get my business plan kind of sturdy, because I had to present it to they called it, I think they called 3 dragons, but it wasn't. I think that was the joke. They weren't dragons. They were really lovely. To get accepted for the loan, a really low interest rate loan. I think for the first 6 months it was £20 a month that I had to pay back, because obviously you're establishing the business, and then you pay it back, and then so they just help you get clarity, which is really important, because if you've got all these ideas in your head, it can feel really unsurmountable if it's like this massive task. But if you kind of break it down into smaller steps, you can get there.
Yeah. So what was so I know we've all been there, like, when you're starting a business and you literally don't have a clue. So what was the biggest thing they helped you with was being clear and taking
I think I had all these ideas in my head, and I was like, right, I want to be here, but now I'm kind of down here. How am I going to get like to that mountain, like that peak? So obviously it doesn't all come at once. I started my business in 2016, and some of the things, it's changed and evolved a lot. And obviously there was a lot of hurdles along the way, like COVID, that kind of wiped out a significant section of the business for a time as well. But I think, gaining clarity, and also the mentorship, just having someone there that's been through it all before and bouncing ideas off, that was really, really key. And kind of just a plan of action, like setting some goals and, thinking, right, I've done that. What's the next step? Just breaking it down into smaller sections. So I'd definitely say the clarity, and also just being around people also that, I don't like the word traditional, but I know, if you have an idea of a business, sometimes you think, a person like a CEO with loads of money in London, or their family have run businesses before, or, they've got all that kind of experience and background. But my family didn't have that. So just being around other people, not, kind of anyone can do it, not having that idea that it's only a certain type of person that can run a business successfully. I think that's important.
Oh, definitely. So basically having people to share the same sort of worries and problems with.
Definitely. I think that's important. Community in business, really key, because you don't know everything, and you're not going to know everything.
Definitely. But do you think sometimes, no, I totally agree, like, because it can be really lonely as well, and having that community, the right community, is really important. But sometimes I think when you listen to, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you want to get advice and you want to listen to people, but at the same time, you want to listen to yourself and your intuition, because people only can tell you like what they would do and what worked for them, but maybe that's just not going to work for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find that quite hard sometimes, because I think that's your perspective. Maybe you've got more experience, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen for me.
Absolutely. I think figuring out your why, whatever that is important, because that'll help keep you on the right path. You don't want, you kind of set up a business for a reason. And if you're just doing it for, I don't know, something that's not actually aligned with your goals and your values, then it's kind of like just having a job that's you own, if you like. It depends why you're doing what you're doing. But yeah, you're quite right. Not everyone's advice is going to be right for you. And kind of cherry picking what feels right for you is important. And
so how do you do that then? So the first step, you would say, like the simple steps that you learned from all of this, because I know you've got a lot of experience. So you would say the first step is your why, finding your why.
Yeah, I think finding the reason why, because obviously for me, it wasn't all about financials are a massive part of business. Of course. And you do need to know your numbers, absolutely. But I think sometimes you can get a bit obsessed with everything that you have to do in a business before, rather than just doing it. Sometimes the best thing is to just get it done. And when I initially first started my business, like I had 2 jobs, because initially it wasn't making the money that it would have needed. It only just started, and obviously bills and things to pay. Kind of looking at the barriers and thinking, okay, how am I going to get over it, rather than just kind of writing it off. There's always kind of a way.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
I know that's not always going to be an easy way. But there can always be a way. Kind of, you're identified with a problem, you think, right, I can't do it. Just giving yourself a bit of time and a bit of breathing space to think, how could I overcome this problem, is key.
Not just giving up, because it can be easy to give up.
Definitely. And in my industry as well, at the moment, unfortunately, it's unregulated, meaning anyone can call themselves a trainer or behaviorist, which can be really quite dangerous. So obviously I could have just gone out there straight away and gone, right, I'm going to fix a load of dogs and cats. But for me, that's just totally wrong, because I didn't have that background knowledge. I didn't have that like grounding and foundation. So, that wasn't aligned with my values and my why. So I wasn't going to do that. So I think, focusing on why you're here is really important. Whether it's freedom or status or money or whatever it is, it'll be different for everyone.
So that's the first thing. So focus on your why. And then the second, what would you say?
I think
like simple things. I know you can't say exactly, but like if somebody's thinking about starting a business and they don't have a clue.
I think a plan B can be also good.
Oh, really?
If you feel anxious, if you feel like, what happens if this doesn't work out,
the uncertainty.
It's always good to have kind of a plan B, kind of saying, right, okay, if that happens, what will I do then? If that, not getting too obsessed with it, but kind of having a contingency plan, a backup plan.
Keep you calm.
So for some people, they don't need that. But for me, kind of a plan B is always quells anxiety. Looking at what's in your control rather than out of your control. So kind of doing a circle of control. So what's outside the circle? Well, you can't control.
Tell us about the circle of control. That's a good one.
You can't control the economy. You can't control Brexit. You can't control, to be honest, whether people buy from you or choose someone else. But you can control, the effort that you're putting in, the things that you're writing, how you're marketing yourself, the information that you're giving. Focusing on what you can control really, I think, calms your mind and keeps you focused, because it can be easy with all the doom and gloom in the news. I mean, I quite often have to have news breaks because I just can't. I can't function. It's just too much.
Looking after yourself, your well-being. And everything.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's really key as well when you've got a business, to make sure you're allocating time for yourself, things that you enjoy, because, you know, it's hard when you first got a startup because you just put everything into it, but you obviously don't want to burn out, because then you'll be no good for anyone. So, you know, the pockets of joy in your life, that's really important. So something to look forward to. You know, even if that's something, you know, that makes you laugh, at the end of the day, just spending time away from the business, because it's, you need to come off.
Can consume you. If not, you can just get totally lost in it. You can lose yourself in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And especially, you know, if you're, I guess in any business, to be honest, but you know, in a role that's kind of emotionally fueled, you really need to look after yourself. As I'm sure you'll know with the things that you do.
Oh no, definitely. God. But so, okay, so what have we got? We've got your what? I have to remember these. You'll find your why.
Yeah. Circle of control.
Circle of control.
Backup plan.
Oh yeah, backup plan.
Yeah.
And look after yourself. I guess that's with the circle of control, kind of. What else? These are good, simple tips. Yeah. What else would you say has helped you?
Community, definitely. Kind of finding.
Do you think so?
Your tribe, you know.
How often? How often should you? Because it's hard, isn't it? Because when you're working for yourself and you're on your own, like you said, you could spend time with the community talking about what you should be doing, so you're not actually doing
it. Yeah, I think it's looking at the different elements in your life, what might be missing, and kind of, it's not easy to have balance, but, you know, thinking, oh, could I drop a bit of time somewhere else? Could I outsource that to someone else? Because you can't do everything, because otherwise you just end up like a busy fool. Like when I first started, like bookkeeping, accounting, marketing, sales, doing the website, you know, doing the job, you know, it's just overwhelming and overloading. But I appreciate, you know, when you first, you know, bring in the income, if you haven't got any other sources of income, that is hard, because you have to do all of those things. But kind of setting goals.
But the good thing is, when you do I think it is good to do all those things at least for some time, because, well, of course you probably have to at the beginning, but then you realize how much what it entails when you want to pay somebody to do that. Because at the beginning I was paying people to do things, but then when I started learning about it, I was like, wow, I overpaid for nothing, you know, because you don't have a clue. You literally don't have a clue about anything. Well, I didn't have a clue about anything. Paying people things, wasted so much money.
That's where a mentor can come in handy, because, you know, when you first start, kind of, everyone wants to sell you something. Like, you think you need fancy headshots, or you think you need, I don't know, a business coach, or you think you need,
oh my God, exactly,
SEO that's like £3,000. And
SEO, I know that's one thing I never did, actually, the SEO.
No, I haven't actually.
I know.
But yeah, having community around you. And I did some courses, free courses with Stanta, St Albans Enterprise Agencies, where experts come in. I think it's 12 hours free business support, and you get loads of tips from people in those fields. But obviously implementing what you learn, I think that's key as well, because you can go on all these courses and then not do it. So that's important.
Exactly. And that's why sometimes don't go to too many courses, because then you just keep learning, which is good, but then you're not doing. You need that balance, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to do it. Yeah.
Learning and doing.
Yeah, definitely. I met some really great mentors in my industry. So while I was studying, I could go and shadow them and watch, because I can't just learn by, you know, traditional learning routes, doing essays and lectures and all of that. Like, I need to see it. So I was really lucky. So kind of building and making relationships with people are really important, that are in line with your values and Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, having a mentor, I think. But it's finding the right one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like with everything. Okay. Is there anything else with those tips?
So just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Obviously, like, have a backup plan, but why not? Like, I don't know,
Just
if you
go
don't
for
try, you'll never know. Yeah, maybe set a timeline and be like, right, if by, I don't know, 2025 that I haven't done this or this isn't working, then, you know, sack it off. But at least, you know, you've done it and tried.
I love that. Totally. Oh yeah, totally. I always say, yeah, you regret what you didn't do. But with goals and goal settings, how do you do that then? Do you set like weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals? How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at a big task,
like what? What's a big task?
So from my examples, like, do behavior services. Now, as I said, I could have just done them, but I wasn't going to do that because it wasn't right. But thinking about how you're going to get there. So obviously it was a university course. It wasn't funded. I couldn't get student loans. So it was £12,000. So how am I going to raise that £12,000?
Oh, yeah.
What do I need to do that? So kind of breaking down things, breaking down your services, looking at how much you're pricing, how many services do I need, weekly, monthly, to make that extra income. Am I accounting for everything else that I've got to pay out in my business? So kind of fixed costs, variable costs. Fixed costs, obviously, website, banking charges, tax. Don't forget your tax, 20%, you know, away, because, you know, you don't want to be stuck when you've got a big tax.
Yeah.
And then variable costs. What things can you pay out that might change? You know, if you need a bit of extra help one month with the admin, can you outsource that when you're busier? So yeah, just breaking it down into steps like you would any big goal. And then also, like, writing. It can be easy to, I think, if a goal doesn't excite you, then it's a lot easier to get derailed from it. So kind of writing down like 5 reasons why you want to do this goal. So for me, like, it was just really important for me to be university educated, because I know that then I was doing the best things that I could for, you know, people's pets, people's family members. The late nights, obviously, they were hard, but again, I knew once I had the course, I'd have that knowledge behind me, and then I could do more interesting services and expand my knowledge. And then just, figuring out why you keep doing it and the reason behind it, and just not listening to too much chatter.
I think you're right with the why, because even since I've been doing this, I've seen so many other people just sort of give up and stop, and that's fine. You know, they found something else, sometimes I think, did they have that why?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that why, that's really ingrained, embedded inside of you, how can you keep going when the going gets tough?
Yeah, and it is tough. Like, running a business is not easy. It's not, you know, there's ups, there's downs, there's lots of, you know, it's a roller coaster, and there's lots of things that are out of your control. Like COVID was really hard, because I had a pet care business with about 5 members of staff, and then obviously everyone was home, so nobody needed pet care anymore. So it kind of wiped out overnight. But then with stress, with stress comes opportunity as well, but you just need to look for it.
Is it? I've never heard of that.
Well, I don't know if that's the right word.
With stress comes opportunity.
Not stress, but with challenge, I guess, comes opportunity.
That sounds good though. That's a good phrase.
Stress with opportunity comes, like, you can go and have a massage and de-stress or whatever it is that you need to do. But I think, you know, it can feel like, I don't know, if you get made redundant or something, you might feel like that's the worst thing in the world, which, you know, can be really, really stressful if you got, you know, mortgage and rent payments and and things to pay, and it's not
Yeah.
easy, but kind of thinking, what is this teaching me?
Oh.
What
And what is it? What do you think it was teaching you?
I think when COVID hit, it taught me that I needed from a financial perspective, other forms of income.
Oh, okay.
It also taught me in a weird way that anything can kind of end just like that. So having other elements in your life is key.
Wow. Yeah.
Because if all you've got is your business and you've
Oh my God. Yeah. And then you lose it.
other relationships. Yeah. Like if you neglected friendships, or I don't know, romantic relationships, or just like hobbies, then you're like, what do I do now? But I mean, everyone's different. Like for some people, all their hobbies is their business. Like that is everything to them.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. And now, so do you have like a balance sort of? Because so many like balance. Yeah. How do you manage now with everything? The balance, hobbies with your life.
Yeah, I think I've done like loads of hobbies, tried lots of different things, from women's rugby to improv. Yeah, rugby wasn't for me. I was far too polite for rugby. I think finding out what you enjoy is important, because sometimes you don't know. I think you forget sometimes. I know,
like you lose yourself, like I was saying.
Yeah. I think going back to when you were kids can be good. What did you enjoy when you were a child? I remember like riding my bike, and then I remember going to by Royal Albert Hall and just hiring a Boris bike and just riding up and down. I was having a great time. It's just like something simple. It doesn't have to be something
simple, exactly
extravagant. I'm sure everyone wants to go to, Barbados maybe, but simple things can offer.
Of course, simple things are the best.
Yeah,
I totally believe that.
Yeah, it depends what you want.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant though. But finding out and taking the time to find out, I think that's brilliant. It's brilliant. No, thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you everybody for joining. So, is there any I know you've given us a lot of tips, but is there anything else you want to say about, if people are thinking about starting a business, or maybe they've already started a business, they don't have a clue, like anything else you want to tell them?
Yeah, I think go for it. Think about the difference that you'll make. Don't worry about too much about, I don't know, not having kind of a role model that you can't see someone that's like you or your background. Don't worry about that. Just go for it.
I like it. Go for it.
Just why not try it?
Find your why. And I love that. So the first thing they could do, they could literally write 5 reasons why they want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
That could be a step. I love that. No, thank you so much, Lisa. And you mentioned the Prince's Trust and some other things as well. Can you put all of those links on the post?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The Prince's Trust, they do some great work, and they do a brilliant breakfast, I think every October as well,
do they?
for women in business, which I think really important, because obviously traditionally I guess women have less confidence for a variety of reasons, and it's really important that women can do whatever they want to do, whether that's education, work, their own business. So
brilliant. I didn't know any of this. Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah,
no,
really.
And how can people find you?
Check out St. Paul's Training Academy, and if you have a dog, or St. Claus Academy, you have a cat, we've got podcasts and lots of free resources on the website. Yeah.
Oh wow, put all the links if you can on the post. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. No, thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you so much everybody for watching. And if you have any questions about starting a business or about cats or dogs, please message Lisa, or you can put a comment on the post directly, and me or Lisa will get back to you. But thank you so much, Lisa. I've learned so much from you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, Jasmine. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
You too. And see everybody next week.